Hey, what's going on, Games with Me? It's John Nitty1. Now, I felt that this community question was worthy of a video response, and the question was, what do you expect to see or want to see at E3 this year? And what I want to see is, I want to see Nintendo bring back the Star Tropics series, which was probably one of the best games on the NES. You know, the first one. Not so much Zoda's Revenge. It was pretty good, but not quite up to par from what you saw in the first one. Now, it's been basically a neglected series ever since the second one came out, and you know, it felt more like a Sega Master System game, and it was actually the second to last NES game to be released, and you know, a lot of people felt that it should have been on the Super Nintendo, and that could have saved it. But you know, Nintendo, you know, they basically until like December when they decided to bring Zoda's Revenge onto the Virtual Console, and you know, the original one onto the Virtual Console, they've done absolutely nothing with the series, which, you know, it's a shame, because you know, I think Mike's even like a Smash Bros. Worthy character. You know, instead of bringing in third-party characters that were on the NES, like Snake, which, you know, that wasn't even legitimate, like poor with Kojima's intervention, or like Sonic, which is a Sega character. I mean, I think that Nintendo should have pulled out some characters that they haven't used in a while, like Mike from Star Tropics, you know. But you know, on another note, I'm really excited to see if Atlus has something to reveal about a new SMT game. A lot of people are saying, oh, maybe it's gonna be Persona 5. I personally don't think it's gonna be, because what they do with their SMT games, they usually cycle the spin-offs. What they would do is like they would make 2 games and a spin-off right in a row, like a year apart or less, and then, you know, basically abandon it for like 7 years or so, and then go back to it. I don't expect to see another Persona game until like a really long time from now, and then we're just gonna see other SMT games. I think that they would want to spread Persona 4's success along the rest of the whole series. What I would like to see is actually another stock series game, because we haven't seen one since Nocturne. And I think it's about time to see a game come out next year in the series, or you know, maybe even a totally new spin-off, you know, because they're doing Devil Survivor, which was, I don't remember what the tactical thing was called. It's like Megami something, but yeah, I mean, I think that would be really cool. Another thing that I would want to see is another Wild Arms game. Now, the last Wild Arms game was in 2007. It didn't get a good review in Game Informer. I don't know how else it got reviewed, but you know, it was a very good game, and I'd really like to see them do another Wild Arms game. Maybe you know, maybe get rid of the hex system. I don't know about it. It feels like it's a very hit or miss system depending on who you are. I personally really like it, and yeah, I want to see what Sega's got to say for us, because lately they've been putting out some good games. They got Condemned, Mad World, Conduit. Actually, they're probably gonna actually have a playable demo of the Conduit there. Valkyria Chronicles. I would want to see a sequel to that be announced, and so on. As far as the developers for the consoles go, Sony, I don't really know. I'd like to see them kind of do some stuff with the PSP, and maybe even a PSP2. I'd like to see them do some stuff with PS2, you know, as it's, you know, it recently sold a lot since it dropped in price. I'd like to see like what titles they got, you know, maybe show that Jak and Daxter, the MotorStorm game coming out. You know, the thing about PS2 is it's a system that I think they're trying to push on for another 4 years or so. And you know, as far as the PS3, I mean, everybody says a price cut, but you know, I don't have one. I mean, I already have one, so it's not that big of a deal for me, personally, for a price cut. I don't care who wins a console war, really. As far as I'm concerned, it's whatever. You know, if people don't want to buy it at that price, that's fine. I mean, I guess a price cut would be cool, but I mean, if they can manage to do it without shipping too much, because I really don't think the PS3 is as worth it as it was, you know, a couple of years ago when you had all the features. And you know, some games that, you know, I want to see back to Sega. I want to see them I want to see if they will definitely have Yakuza 3 in America. I forgot to say that. But I mean, I played the demo for that, download on the Japanese PlayStation, so it's kind of fun. You know, I don't even mind just having like a subtitled translation or anything. That's totally fine. Another game that I want to see a release date for is White Knight Chronicles, as that game seems really cool. As far as Microsoft does, I think they're fine with how they are. You know, of course I'd want them to further address hardware issues, but you know, I really don't know what they can do with that. I don't have an Xbox. Hopefully there's a price cut. I mean, I doubt that. I think it's fine where it is now. But yeah, I think Microsoft, I really can't think of anything that I'd really want them to do. I think that basically the 360 has done well enough in the past that if I was to buy one, then I would have a fine selection of what to choose on. And you know, there's nothing really in particular. I'm sure they'll announce some great titles and stuff. Nintendo, I don't know, man. A new Donkey Kong game, that'd be pretty sweet. For either the Wii or the DS. Hopefully there's a price cut on the DS Lite, because they're probably gonna push that one out soon because the DSi's out. You know, I want a DS. Everybody on your chat room and your forum is bugging me to get a DS, especially that King James guy. He's like, I won't subscribe until you got a DS. So you know, whatever. But yeah, that's another one. I'd like to see some more remakes of some Super Nintendo games being remade onto DS, like how we saw Chrono Trigger. Hopefully we can get like Super Mario RPG or what's it called, Contra 3, or any of those things. I mean, yeah, why not see it revamped with new graphics? As far as a couple of cross-platform games, hopefully Final Fantasy 13 will have a release date. Hopefully we'll be able to get a little more out of Square. I think they've been doing a little bit better in the past couple years. You know, they've been a little hit or miss lately, I feel. Maybe we'll see something new in the Mana series. I really haven't played much of it. And actually, speaking of the Mana series, maybe we can even see Secret of Mana being remade for DS or PSP, you know, because I think Square Enix does good adaptations of their old games into a newer platform. As you see in like those Final Fantasy compilations, you know, Chrono Trigger just being remade, you know, Final Fantasy 4 being brought over to DS. You know, it's cool. Hopefully we can see, you know, maybe we'll hear more about this online thing. You know, I'm not so sure about it. I mean, personally, I wouldn't support it, but you know, maybe they got something cool to offer. Who knows? Maybe they got some cool exclusives, like God knows. But yeah, I think why a lot of people disregard it is because they're not really sure exactly how it would be handled. They just figure that it's going to be incredibly expensive. I personally, I don't know enough about it. I mean, I need to hear more about it. And you know, maybe even we can hear a handheld from Microsoft. Who knows? Maybe I mean, everybody says that the new generation is going to be rolling in sometime soon. Maybe we'll hear from that. I personally think this generation's here to stay. But I mean, I don't know. But anyways, I can go on forever. What else is it to hear? But that's mainly what I want to hear, what I want to see at E3. I'm going to be watching on and reading the feeds on E3, and yeah, anyways, thanks a lot, Games and Me, and this is John Nitty1 out.